Hello, horse racing enthusiasts. This is John. Today is Thursday, the 5th of January, 2023. Happy New Year. It's been a little while since I did a video. Take a little break, during the holiday season. Hope that everyone had a nice and Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and enjoyed the holiday season. We took a little break, but figured I'd come back to you today because a couple of things have sort of transpired in the middle of the week that I thought it was worthwhile to sort of get on and talk about. So first is that middle of the week, during the month of December, I've taken a voluntary severance from my day job, separation, I should say, voluntary separation. And I have a little more time in the day to do some handicapping and analysis, horse analysis, and maybe contemplate sort of wagering itself in the proper bets and sequences and that kind of thing. Second point is Aqueduct today. The pick 5, which begins in race 4, has a carryover of $187,000. Now, what does that mean? It doesn't necessarily mean, unless you're the only one to hit it, that you would get that 187 plus whatever the pool is today. The significance of that is that this more, I guess, aligns the wagering with the direct odds. And what I mean by that is any other day, any other pool, whether it's win, place, exactas, whatever, the track has a takeout, and depending on the type of race, it could be 15%, it could be 20% for a pick 5, that kind of thing. So the gross dollars that are bet in that type of wager, let's say pick 5, I believe Aqueduct takes 20% off the top. The remainder is sort of divided between, if there are no single winners, between all of those that had all 5 races correct. So how does that differ today? Well, today you have a carryover. That means no one has won in the last, several days, 3-4 racing days. So you have 187,000 added on to what the pool is today that will not have that takeout taken out. And now conceptually it was already taken out, right? That's why it rolled over. But if for today betting 187, the track's not taking a take on it. So that helps out your odds, and it more accurately reflects what the odds are. And I think it enables gamblers to get proper payment for the risk that they're taking. So, there's a lot to be said about that. Maybe we can have a more complete sort of discussion about it. But anyhow, those two not insignificant situations have arisen, and here I am on Thursday morning saying, okay, take a look at the pick 5, and I have done so. So I'm going to bring in the whiteboard once again, and we're going to have a quick little sort of review of the races. And I'm going to speak sort of off camera because I don't know that I can actually make this work on camera, but maybe we can conceptually see this here. Yeah, I think we can, at least for a couple of the first races. There we go. So, all right, so I think that's it, and I'll just talk off camera for a little bit. So what I want to do is take you through what I've sort of assembled as a bet. You'll notice right away that we have numbers. So beginning race 4 all the way through race 8, it's the pick 5. Race 4, I like these horses in the initial sort of red, and you'll see a line here, and then there'll be other numbers. Okay, so this really goes to 2 factors. How hefty of a ticket do you want to bet? Right, more horses, the more assured that you are that you're going to win, obviously. And then the other is how much do you want to bet? And in essence, well, I forgot what the second point was, but let me talk through it. Maybe we'll come back to me. So if you just do this first segment, 6, 3, 10, and where this black line sort of meets, and you go to the total here, that's going to be roughly a $27 bet. Now you can subtract from that any of those that in your own analysis that you feel don't belong. That's fine. After this line, if you wanted to add another horse, for example, or if there's scratches, that was the second point, because I'm doing this relatively early. I haven't seen the scratches yet. You would add, you would pick up one of these horses in that order. At least that's my guess, or my handicapping. And then I would add one other thing. Anything that I have a circle around, I like the horses in this order. Anything I have a circle on is at least from a morning line standpoint, a longer shot. And you can see right down here, here's a race that you may want to add some if something gets scratched, or if you don't like another horse, and add some, because I'm singling the 2 in this race. Again, the total ticket's going to be $27, you know, all on the left side of this. And the 2, I like the 2 as a longer shot to win that race. So let's go right through it. So real quick, 4th race, I like the 6, 3, 10. The 6, I think, is the most likely winner. It looks like the 6 particularly if it's a wet track, which has been up in the Northeast, the 6 has a speed. It had a bad trip last time out. It looks to be a factor. You know, when I say the 6 has speed, it's kind of tough to say because, you know, it ran half a race and then kind of they shut down. So anyhow, that's my feel. It's what I've sort of looked at. So I think the 6 is the speed in the race. We're going to go to the 6, 3, 10. The 3 is a lightly raced, newly gelded, has apprentice jockey on it. You know, so it's lighter, 7 pounds. So those 2 things maybe add up to maybe having a horse with a little more stamina at the end of the race. So I think I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to pull this up just a little bit while we're talking here. Okay, so anyhow, that's the first race. Second race, the 5th race, I like the 4. The 4 is Gasoline, right? Is the speed again on the race. And, you know, I really like, I'm contemplating or considering that there's going to be a wet track today. Now, that may not be the case. That may not be the case. So I'm going to go with that and see if we can win a little bit here on this. The reason I say that is what I'm finding is these horses on the speed, particularly down in park. So here's a tip for you. If you can be anywhere towards the middle or the outside of the track and you have speed in the mud, these horses are winning, right? So Gasoline is a speed horse, has a Tomlinson figure of 423. I'm gonna put that 4 in first. Now, so for example, if I wanted to trim this bet down, I'm gonna leave that 4 no matter what, right? I may go to the 1, I may add the 7, depending on what scratches or how I feel. So we got Gasoline, we have the 1. The 1's a good horse. The 1, I don't have any additional sort of comments on it. The only other comment I have is the closer is the 7. It's going to be, I think it's going to be the morning line favorite. It has a good Tomlinson and can run pretty well in the wet. Now the problem is, does the closer leave itself too much work to do at the end of the race? And so I can conceivably see myself betting that 4 and betting the 7, right? If I were to make any sort of change to it. If I added the 7, I would drop the 1. I'm kind of contemplating that. At any rate, the sixth race, the 3rd in this sequence, I like the 1. He's a closer. Yeah, gelded closer. I really think that this horse is looking sharp. I think that the 4 may be the lone speed. So in that 6th race, I'm not going to take that 4 out, right? If I suspect that the 1 is a closer, probably the best quality horse. 1 is called Anino, and the 4 is called pardon me. The 1 is called Mason Mania, and the 4 is called Royal Suspect. I think Royal Suspect is a favorite. But I'm going to leave that 4 in, just because in case we have lone speed. Again, if the track is not in great shape, you know, that might be the way to go. So again, in that race, I like the 1, 4, 2. The 7th race, I like the easy to bless. Right, the horse is second after the layoff. You have good speed figures here. for this quality of horses. I think it's a longer short shot at 6-1. Now that's the morning line, right? If my handicapping is correct, and others see the same thing I see, you know, a race like 5 back that was 90 as far as the buyer figure, and it exceeds the par in this race, that might be bet down, so you may not even be looking at it. But I'm going with the 2 as a single in that. And then in the 8th race, I got 3 horses here. I think the long shot for me is the 3, Franny and Lou, right? Blinkers are on. It is Apprentice Jockey and Gomez. I like Gomez. He's been great. You know, he's had a little lull in his performance, but, you know, coming out of Saratoga, he was awesome. Look for him. He's been improving of lately, too, and he's a good rider. He's got a good history, good education. He's got a lot of folks on his side, a lot of people rooting for him. I think he's going to be one of the stars in this sport in the coming years. And then you have the 3, and then the 9-8. You know, they look like quality horses, but they don't look like really those that I can go out and just like single. But I hate to get beat by any of those. So, so here we go. Again, here are the bets. Hopefully that y'all can see these. If you bet just on the left side without taking anything out and there are no scratches, that's a $27 bet. And then if you add or subtract, it's going to increase or decrease based upon what you do. Now, the only other thing I want to draw your attention to is another play that I'm going to do, starting in the 2nd race today. In the 2nd race is 7 furlongs on the dirt. I kind of like the 2 Melting Snow. Pardon me. In the 2nd race, I like the 1 New York Banker. Again, it's Gomez, the jockey. We just spoke of him. He's Apprentice Jockey, so he's riding 5 pounds light. Has a horse that likes to has gate speed but could close. Has run in the wet if it's wet. So I think that 1 is a horse that I want to take. And then I want to go with a longer shot in the next race, the 3, 8-1. Again, Apprentice Jockey. This is Fuentes. Has run the average, has run close to, so we can project that could reach the par if given the right track conditions. So I'm going to do a daily double just for giggles here. Starting the 2nd race, daily double. I'm going to put $5 in the daily double on the 1 with the 3 in the 3rd race. So that's it. So again, daily double, 2nd race, $5 on the 1 and the 3 in the 3rd race. So, horse race enthusiasts, that's it. Hopefully we have some races coming up. If you like these videos, please subscribe, like. I am working on currently on the Derby Trail, and I'm trying to narrow it down to 5. I think it's getting a little difficult, but maybe it's to 10 horses right now that I like. Futures wagering is out there. We can go ahead. There's horses like Forte, who won the Breeders' Cup. Loggins, who you know, we're looking for the nice return to the track for him. Also running on the undercard at the Breeders' Cup was Arabian Lion. That Baffert horse, I think that's what was the name. He ran in in the 4th race on the Saturday there. And then you know, there's a lot of others. Cave Rocks. A lot of other horses, right? This Saturday is a big, we'll come back for Saturday, a couple of races, Derby prep races where their points will be attributed, points will be given for that. So it looks like it will be a fun race, fun times in the racing. This is the time of year that we really like to shine and to get out there and do the betting and the handicapping and the prognostication. So at any rate, thanks for your time today. Hopefully you caught the pick 5 there, and I look forward to speaking to y'all soon, more frequently. Thanks again, and good luck at the track. Thanks. Bye.